What's up, trash talkers? What's up, Gruntworks? We are coming to you with a recorded version of the UFC fight picks. All right, these guys again. Joe, I believe, Trigger Joe went perfect, a perfect main card last week, and Bill did not. So now the point is down to 3, but Bill is still the champ. However, I think that makes about 5 weeks in a row where one of these guys has went perfect on the main card. And so if you're not paying attention, if you're not writing these picks down, if you're not gambling with us, unless because you don't have any money, that's fine. We tell you all the time, disclaimer, don't gamble if you don't have money. But if you have money to gamble and you know how to gamble and you're not listening to these guys, well, you're kind of just an idiot then. All right, so let's make sure that we, get these bets in. Before we start, before I introduce, Joe and Bill, I just want to give a big shout out to the University of Pennsylvania's national champion swimmer. And the reason I want to do that is because during Women's History Month, men have found a way to even be the best women swimmers now. All right. I think it was last year. Didn't we have the man of the year the woman of the year was a man? Right. Women, let's go. Stand up here and fight for your ovaries. Okay. Because this guy worked his balls off to be the national champion. I
see what you did there.
You see that? He worked his balls off. All right. And now he's a national champion.
He came around back to it.
Yeah.
It was the timing.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
So again, I'm not mad at a guy for working his balls off, but I am mad at you women for not standing up and ending this before it even started. So get after it, knock this crap off. It doesn't make any sense. All right, I don't want to be the bad dad, but if my daughters ever show up on the field and there's a transgender on there with bigger shoulders than me, I'm pulling them off the field. Okay, that guy, that thing is huge. Okay, she's like whatever is like 80 pounds heavier than every other swimmer and just as skinny. Think about it. All right, so all right. Enough of that. Let's get back to the fights. Just big shout out University of Pennsylvania. All right, way to give that thing a chance to destroy all women's hopes and dreams. That was really, really great of you. All right. So with us today, we got Trigger Joe Britson. He gets to get introduced first because he won last week.
Hey.
But the reason why he is triggered is because the champ is with us. Bill Send It 7 Pearson, who still holds a 3-point lead over Trigger Joe. Now, again, it's recorded, so you don't have to stick around. But, if you want to fast forward, we really don't care. But
I bet you a point goes up on this card, too.
Oh, yeah. Fast forward to the end. Make sure you write down the parlays, the locks, and the DraftKings sleepers. Write them down. And remember, don't put all of the money on parlays, all right? Put them on the locks, all right? You might not win as much because of the odds, but at least you'll have some scratch left over to reload when we lose the first fight of an 8-fight parlay or a 6-fight parlay, which I think we've done 3 of the last 4 weeks. We reloaded and won, 3 of those 4 parlays. So it's been nice. But let's get
Bill and I both hit 6 fighters last week.
Yeah. I hit a 5-fighter because I couldn't get the reload in time when one of the fights happened.
Yep.
It's probably drunk, but it doesn't matter. All right, let's get into it. And again, keep in mind, those of you listening, the Big Earl here, when I pick, don't listen to me. All right. Unless you want to make some serious cash. All right. But every once in a while, then I pick the same thing in these guys, but it's all by luck. So the first fight is a lightweight fight. And you have Jai Herbert at 11-3 versus Ilya. All right. The guy's got 2 L's in his first name. Don't like him already. Topuria, all right, Potpourri, whatever the hell his name is. All right, he's coming in at 11-0. Now, guys, is that 11-0? Is that in the UFC?
Not mostly.
Mostly? Okay. Well, I don't like anybody that starts their name off with 2 I's or an I and an L. It doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't work. So I'm going to go Jai, first round KO. Bill, the champ, what say you?
No. Even though Topuria has given up an 8-inch reach advantage, I think Topuria is going to come in here and rock Jai's world. To be honest with you, it might go the distance, but I'll go with a late 2nd round finish. But I just do not see Jai Herbert taking Topuria out. Topuria is just too good of a fighter. I think he just outclasses them all around. So I got Topuria late second round, early third round finish, but not surprised that this goes the distance.
Well, that's just like your opinion, man. So like whatever. No.
I got pretty damn good opinions on this shit.
Good opinions, yeah. All right, Trigger Joe, are you on what are you on with the Jai versus Ilya fight?
Yeah, Jai Herbert's gonna get pummeled.
Nice.
Topuria, I think it's kind of like, not to like way overstep who he is. It's kind of like the Tyson theory. The fact that he's short and doesn't have as much reach doesn't matter, because he's gonna get inside on these guys. And when he gets inside, this dude hits so freaking hard for a lightweight, man. It doesn't matter. And Jai's been knocked out twice. That height can hurt you, like Maurice Green. It can hurt you because your chin's up high. And Topuria loves those dudes that are shorter than him. He comes in, head down, and you don't know if he's taking you down or not. And then he throws a 3-punch combo and, rocks your world. So I see him putting Jai down and finish him via strikes in the second round.
Well,
because Jai's not going to want to wrestle with him. Because it's even worse if you go to the ground. Much worse.
All right. There you have it for that one, guys. So they're all picking Ilya Potpourri at 11-0 to win second round or even maybe decision. The same thing. All right. So let's go to the women's flyweight. Now is this the first one that got switched out?
Yeah.
All right. So those of you who are listening, watching, this fight's in England, so you got to get up a little bit earlier to watch it. And they've moved all the English fighters to the main card. Is that correct?
Yeah. Well, everybody but Gunnar Nelson and Sato, neither one of them are from England. But Molly McCann is now in place of where Paul Craig Nikita Krylov is. So if anybody's looking for us to call that fight, it's not on the main card, so we're calling this one.
All right. So the women's flyweight is Molly McCann at 11-4 versus Luana Carolina. Now, this one and all the research that I've done, I found out that she is from Fayetteville, all right, Carolina. And she is I'm going to go Luana second round submission with the Merkishin death trap. All right. So those of you who have never been on the Merc, you have no idea what that is.
Huh?
Yep. So it's going to be a Merc submission. And so that usually involves about 6 or 7 14-year-old boys with gang colors on, and they just shoot you outside of Sharkies. So that's how this is going to go down.
Get yourself lost in the Merc.
Yeah, get yourself lost in the Merc, and you ain't coming back.
Yeah, and I ain't coming to get you.
Yeah. So Joe, what say you on the women's flyweight fight?
I got Molly Meatballs. I'd say she takes her to the ground, controls her, wins a decision in front of the home crowd. O2 Arena is going to be going berserk. They don't get a whole lot of UFCs, and they, this girl, I guarantee you she'll be a favorite. And they, like when Patty comes out, the roof's going to be, it's going to be a wild environment. The English fighters are going to be going for broke. So I think Molly wins a pretty convincing decision where she out wrestles her, and definitely am taking this one to go to the distance.
Nice. I hope we don't get screwed on another women's fight 3 weeks in a row that somehow ends in the first or second friggin' round. But Bill, let's say you on this one.
It's weird you say that because
Maverick.
Who wins this fight? I don't know. I'm leaning towards Carolina, but I'm more mad that this fight even got put on this main card. This is going to be the most boring fight you've ever watched. Both these girls are not good. They're not power hitters. It's going to be a lot of laying and praying. It's going to be boring as shit.
You don't think Molly's going to get the takedown? She's going to get the takedown and steal at least one round.
Absolutely. Like I said,
maybe 2.
I'm not just here's the thing. Like I said, I'm not disagreeing with Joe that Molly could win this. I'm leaning towards Carolina just on a guess, to be honest with you. I'm betting the over on this fight. So when I talk about my parlays, it's going to be bet this one to go to decision because it's going to be boring as shit.
Awesome.
That's why Joe and I were talking before we started the show that I'm more upset that Craig Krylov got taken off because this fight is going to be boring. Go with Joe if you want to go money line with McCann. I'm taking the over on this fight. It's a coin toss who wins this fight. They both suck. the odds are really close. But take the over. You're going to lose money on the odds because the over is probably in the minus 200s. But if you want to do safe on a long parlay, take the over on this fight. Other than that, money toss. It's a coin flip on which one.
Boom, there you have it. So, and usually Bill gets pretty excited about the girl fights, but again, maybe we just need to have the University of Penn swimmer get in the octagon because it's got huge cannons to throw some big haymakers out there. All right, to the next one. We got a welterweight fight, and I believe I've called this guy before, Gunnar Nelson at 17-5-1, and he's going against Takashi Sato. All right, at 16-4. Now, those of you who haven't paid much attention to the Far East, okay, and Japan and the rising sun, okay,
that is not the bad guy from Karate Kid 2, if you're about to ask.
Wow, are you serious? That's where I did all my research. Okay, I watched Karate Kid 2 to see how good this guy fights. Okay, and so Sato, I don't know if you've watched this,
different guy,
but he hits a giant log all day long. Okay, and when they asked Mr. Miyagi, did you ever hit a tree like that? And he was like, why? Tree doesn't fight back. Well, okay. He ain't fighting Mr. Miyagi. Okay, he's fighting Gunnar Nelson. So the guy who hits the big log is going to win in the third round with one of those log chops. So, all right, Joe, you see the log chop from Sato come.
Bill, is this your pick first?
I think it is. So yeah. Easy. I'm going with
yeah, sorry.
I got too excited about Karate Kid. Submission, second round. So yeah, Gunnar Nelson with a submission. What? I'm going second round.
No way.
Both these guys aren't great, but if you look at Sato's record, he loves to get submitted when he does lose. So
2 out of his last 3.
Yeah, and Gunnar likes to submit guys. So it's a perfect matchup for Gunnar Nelson. This might happen in the first. I think Sato might drag it to the second, but I got Gunnar Nelson by submission. I would say early second, late first.
All right. So Bill obviously does not research Karate Kid. So Joe, what say you?
Yeah, I got Gunnar Nelson submission.
God damn it.
Too.
It's a big old card right here.
People. I think it's okay to sleep on Gunnar Nelson just because of how long he's been away. Right now I'm technically sleeping on him, but like Bill said, this guy's been sub 3 times. Sato, 2 out of his last 3 fights, and against superior grapplers, this guy folds. And Gunnar Nelson is most definitely a superior grappler. He's tied right now with Damian Maia for the most submissions in welterweight history. He's got 6 submission victories. So Gunnar Nelson he just re-upped his contract too. He was on his last fight with the UFC. 2 other suitors came after him, and he re-upped with the UFC. So I say he comes back. This guy's always been like a really high quality journeyman in my eyes. He's never really stepped out of that, but he's a really tough out. He used to be a fight night. He's not that old. He used to be a fight night main event. So I got him winning by submission second round. And I believe Sato's kind of a setup for him to, make a run at a couple of ranked fighters, and we'll see where he goes. But I think Gunnar Nelson wins this fight going away, submission, second round. All
right. So, guys, go to 10th Mountain Bourbon, put in the code VTTGW, get yourself a drink. You get a little discount. It's really, really good. It's just VTT. I'm thinking about the shirt discount. Okay. To the next fight. We got a lightweight fight, and it's Patty.
The baddie.
All right, think about it. All right, Patty Pimblett at 17-3 versus Rodrigo Vargas at 12-4. Now, I don't know how Patty's even lost 3 times, because you know how the Big Earl picks here, and anybody who names their kid Patty, all right, just like Sue or whatever, the dude's gonna fight. Okay, so I got Patty destroying Rodrigo just based off of the name alone. I will stick with Joe, right? Am I right this time? Did I get back on the right track?
Yep, that's
okay.
Correct.
Good. It's hard to see one or the other.
Yeah, they brought this Vargas back to fight 2 people very similar to Patty, and he's lost twice. He's kind of that guy that's like, he's that mid-level guy Van Damme fought in Bloodsport that you never really got his name, but he looks really tough. He's not of that caliber. Patty's a fantastic grappler, and this guy likes to grapple. 36 years old. He's lost to competition that does not have the talent that Patty's got. I think Patty wins however he wants, but I think he probably drops him and ends up submitting him. So I think I go ahead.
Is this the Van Damme fight where it's like I show you a trick or two now, or we're just facing the Thai boxer and they just let each other kick each other? So
more like Paco.
Okay.
More like Paco, the
All right.
kickboxer, because this Vargas guy's he's quality enough, but this is another setup win for Patty Pimblett. So I think he subs him. Yeah, I think he subs him in the second, man. I think Vargas is tough enough for Patty to take him seriously, to go to his strength, and Patty's strength is grappling. And
very nice
submission, second round.
All right, Bill, what say you?
So I agree with Joe on a couple things. I think this is a setup fight for Patty because they're trying to build him up because he's got that Connor attitude. I do think he's going to win by submission. I honestly think if he stays standing, Vargas might take him out. Watching Patty's last fight, he leaves himself wide open for bigger shots, which is why I think he's overrated. And as soon as I think he fights a top 15 guy, he's going to catch an ass whooping. Which is why
if
I think
they don't fix that.
Yeah.
If they don't fix that hole,
he's done.
Dude, you're right. Yeah, his head stays way too planted on the center line.
And he leaves his left hand super low. I mean, he leaves himself wide open. So if he fights a caliber dude, he's catching an ass whooping. This is why I think they're giving Vargas. I think Vargas is good enough standing. Like Vargas looked good against Zhu Rong his last fight. He's got a decent stand-up. I think Patty knows that. He's going to take him to the ground. He probably sub him, like Joe said, second roundish. But if it stays standing, it actually favors Vargas. But like I said, I think Patty's corner knows that too. They're going to tell him to take this to the ground, try to submit him. He's got a lot of holes in his stand-up he's got to fix before he starts fighting anybody ranked. So Pimblett, second round, pretty safe bet. I'll put him as one of my locks against Vargas for this fight card. But he is overrated, and if he starts fighting anyone of caliber, he might get slept. But for right now, stick with Patty Pimblett, probably a submission.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I definitely agree with that, man. I've seen it in a lot of his fights. It's like that kid in the lane that gets thrown on his neck for watching his grenade.
Yeah.
You know, he watches a lot of his punches, you know, and he stands and he doesn't hit hard enough to just sleep somebody off of one shot. So when he's in there with the guy who's trading with them, if they don't fix that, he's going to get hurt.
If he starts doing that against, Justin Gage.
He did get rocked in that first round, Bill. Before he won the fight, he was losing the fight.
Yeah. So he fights someone like a Gagey or a Chandler who's going to rock his head off. You know what I'm saying?
He's not there yet. No way.
All right. Hey, before we get into my least favorite fight of the night, all right, just because of my bias against small guys that do CrossFit, which is like a featherweight, those are guys that do 20 muscle ups. But let's talk about that Drew Dober fight last week.
Oh, God.
Because that's our boy. That's VTT's boy, Drew Dober. Let's talk about that one, because I mean that Drew got rocked like 4 times, and I called Joe the next day and I was like, you could see the experience in Drew, because even though he was rocked, he was throwing like little half jabs just to show the ref that I kind of still have a little bit of my brains left, and as opposed to when he knocked out the other guy was just doing this. And the ref has to stop it because he's not fighting back.
Well, you ever seen the rookie tag the old man, and the old man says, "Now it's my turn"? That's exactly what happened. And I think his heart dropped out when he realized Dober's still alive.
For all those old school UFC fans, nobody was better at that than Chris Lieben. Chris Lieben would be out on his feet and just turn into rock 'em sock 'em. just move his head.
I'm still awake. I swear.
Chris Lytle would do that, but no one was better than Lieben. That's why when Anderson Silva knocked him out, I was like frozen. Like no one's ever slept. I've still never seen him slept again like that.
But hey, Drew Dober, if you're listening, VTT's got your back. That was an awesome fight. Okay.
I actually, Nick, I heard the mic the audio came out. The ref said, "Drew, you got to show me something," and he said, "I live in the dark room. Fuck off."
Yeah.
Drew's been rocked before, man.
Yeah, and then
He's
he
had to
tweeted,
tougher
and
than
then
shit.
Drew
God
tweeted something
almighty.
about not winning the fight of the night, and he's like, "Ah, damn." He's like, "I don't know what I got to do." Like, so
It was 2 knockouts in the first round. One of them was me, and I still won.
exactly. So, all right, to the next one, we got a featherweight fight. Arnold, is that right? Arnold, did I even write this down right? Arnold Allen at 17-1 versus Dan Hooker at 21-11. Again, you know what? These guys are gymnasts, all right? They can sit there in the iron cross on the ring for 12 hours because they weigh 106 pounds. So I don't care about this fight. I don't like little boys. So Dan Hooker wins it because his last name's Hooker. All right, are we on Bill? Bill, what do you think?
I hate
Champ,
this fight.
Joe, the champ, Bill.
Let me say, as a fan of fighting, I love this fight. As a bettor, I hate this fight. I'm going with Allen by decision on this. Normally, I will go with Hooker. I think Hooker has finally reached that downslope of his career. I think he's realized he just doesn't have it to go for a title run, and I think that's mentally getting to him. I think Makhachev was his last fight. I think Makhachev just eradicated his confidence. And the longer this fight goes on, the better it is for Allen. So unless Dan Hooker wins this in the first round, I don't think he's going to win this fight. That's why I'm leaning towards Allen. I'm going with Allen decision. I think Allen's just the grittier dude. And again, I think Hooker has just finally reached that downslope, which sucks because I love Dan Hooker. He's been one of my more favorite fighters, but I think he's reached that downslope. So Allen decision.
Yeah, ever since he was stationed in Europe, hookers have always been on Bill's watch list. But all right,
True.
Trigger Joe, what say you?
Yeah, it's almost gonna sound like echo after what Bill said. A couple things about this fight with Hooker that for people that are MMA fans that actually listen to this that are saying, well, it's Dan Hooker. He's got 5 inches of reach, like he's got all this experience. Arnold Allen doesn't fight that. Okay, I get it. Arnold Allen does not get the amount of press that Dan Hooker has gotten the last 2 years. That doesn't mean that this guy is not an elite talent at the featherweight division, because Arnold Allen against Sadiq Youssef. Sadiq Youssef did not fight a bad fight in that fight at all. He really didn't. Allen just shut him down. And man, did he look good doing it. And he's the kryptonite for a guy like Dan Hooker. He will crash the distance, take away your jab, go chest to chest with you and fight you in a phone booth. And Dan Hooker does not do well on the ground. I don't think Arnold Allen can finish him, but I also don't like the fact that Dan Hooker at this point in his career is moving back down to featherweight from lightweight. To me, that's saying he knows, okay, lightweight is not working out. And what Barbosa did to him alone could have ended a lot of men's careers. And he's had how many, Bill, did we even pick that fight? Were we even picking together yet when that happened?
I don't
Barbosa
think so.
and Hooker. It was right before that. Okay, so how many fights has he had since then that were wars and just looked like his face got mashed after? I mean, I don't like it for Dan Hooker. I think he's probably got some good fights left in him. Not in the top 5 category though. I just don't believe it. And I think that's where Arnold Allen ends up in the next year or so. And I see him out wrestling him, taking him down, just being busier, stronger, and tougher on the ground, winning a decision, because not very many people finish Dan Hooker.
All right, there you have it, guys, with the co-main. Let's get to the main event. And here we have a heavyweight fight, which is the ones I like, right? And you got Volkov coming in at 34-9, which I don't even have to say the other guy's name because that pretty much seals the deal for the Big Earl's research. All right, versus Aspinall at 11-2. The old man, all right, the old man strength. If you fought 43 times, right, and for record, okay, so who knows how many times he's fought not for record, but this guy is going to win, and he's going to win dirty. He's going to win clean. He's an old man. He's going to win whatever way he can. All right, so that's just the way it's going to happen. Joe, what say you on the main event?
Oh, that's not impossible. It's actually it's actually highly possible if there's only one real divider here for Aspinall and Victory, and that's if he can't get off the end of Volkov's kick, then he could be in trouble. I think any trainer or any fight camp worth their salt is going to tell Aspinall, because he's got good hands. I think he's got better hands than Volkov. Volkov just has kicks. I think he's got much better hands. He's a good boxer. I think this, crash distance, change levels, and put him on his back. Crash distance, change levels, put him on his back. Pop me. And I think that's what they do here. I think I got Aspinall subbing him because I think that's the one clear-cut technical advantage he's got over Volkov is when they go to the ground. I think he's a better player on the ground. So I got Aspinall subbing Volkov in the third round.
Okay, a little heavyweight sub match going on here. What do you say, Bill, the champ?
It'll be more exciting than last weekend's light heavyweight main event because that sucked.
Yeah, I bet the under on that.
I'm not sure about sub. It's a very good call. Aspinall is actually one of my locks before we get into
Yeah.
I think Aspinall's speed is going to be a factor here. I think he's a lot faster than Volkov. His last fight, that left hand was nasty and crazy fast. But Joe brings up a good point. Volkov's kicks are really good. And he knows how to use that reach with his kicks. I think Aspinall's going to be the next hotness for that division. I think he's going to start I think Volkov is going to be that stepping stone for him that's going to skyrocket him to start hitting those, the Curtis Blades, the top 10 type dudes. Sub's not a bad call. Sub's actually not a bad call at all. I think Joe might be right on that one. To get away from those leg kicks, do some level changes. But I'm leaning toward that left hand connecting with Volkov's chin. I think speed is just going to be a big factor between these two. Go with Aspinall, but I'm going to go with a TKO. We'll do a TKO third round because the other problem is Volkov showed some kink in that armor in his last fight too. He started gassing a lot. I don't see Aspinall gassing as bad as Volkov does. So I'm going to go with Aspinall. I think once Volkov starts getting tired, those hands are going to drop. And that fast left hook's going to come and send him to another dimension. So I'm going to go Aspinall, TKO third round.
Very nice. Very nice. There you go. Before we get into the bets and the locks and the parlays, all right, just a reminder to the audience listening. And again, thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and do all the following stuff. Go check out VeteranTrashTalk.com. And then again, this logo back here. All right, the Veteran Trash Talk Hour is sponsored by 10th Mountain Bourbon and also Zach Farkas with the Veterans Mortgage Source. However, this show is not sponsored yet, and we need it sponsored because it's our second best show as far as ratings, and these guys are really good. So let's you guys that want to get some advertising going on, just hit me up on VeteranTrashTalk.com, and we'll get after it. Or go on Facebook, and you can reach me on there. The Big Earl, all right, it's a pretty famous guy. No big deal, not toot my own horn, but just so you guys all are tracking. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 6 on the main card. These guys all picked the same person. All right. Just think about that. So I already know what one of my parlays. So let's get into the ones I don't know, and let's stay with the champ. What are your parlays, your locks, and your DraftKings sleeper? You're muted, Bill. You've been having a rough
The
day.
bummer is because I guarantee you we're gonna have a very similar parlay.
So I actually do 2 parlays here. I'm gonna do a main card parlay and I'm gonna do a prelim parlay for you. And if you want to go big and go combine them, go for it. Easy thing here you can do is just do what Nick just said. Take 5 of the 6 that we agreed on. And if you want to go ballsy, just take that 6th one where we disagreed on and just bet the over. So main card.
Because we both agree on that.
Yeah, which go with Aspinall, Allen, Pimblett, Nelson, McCann, Carolina over, and Topuria. My locks are going to be Aspinall, Topuria for this fight card. If you want to get a little bit safer on that one, don't bet the Allen Hooker fight because that could go either way. But if you want the safe version, Aspinall, Pimblett, Nelson, Carolina McCann over, and Topuria. Okay, DraftKings sleeper, go with Shore on the prelims.
Ding,
Miss
ding, same one.
Dagestani, which I think is overrated. All right.
Yeah.
On the prelims, go with Pavlovich, Russian guy who's got like a severe big time reach advantage over Abdur, blah, 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 blah. Take Paul Craig by submission. Take McKenna. And if you want to bet the over on that one, that's not a dangerous bet either, but take McKenna money line and then take Shore, and Shore is also your DraftKings sleeper. So Pavlovich, Craig, McKenna, Shore on the prelims.
All right, there you have it, fight fans, with champs picks. Now let's go to the man who was perfect last week, Trigger Joe. What say you?
I'm gonna sound like a parrot. But that was honestly what I was thinking as Bill was saying that. I thought, I'm just gonna parlay the main card. I mean, either Bill or myself on 4 of the last 5 or 4 of the last 6 have gotten a perfect main card. And if we didn't, we went 5 for 6. So, I'm just going to, nothing fancy, go money. You can go money line. It's probably not going to pay a ton of money on a 6-fighter because there's a couple of heavy favorites on there. Now, if you want to get slick, Patty by submission or points, Gunner by submission or points, stuff like that, you can mix that in to cut the odds down. But I'm going Aspinall. I do like Allen, and I'll probably play that parlay both ways, where I put the same parlay back to back and throw Hooker in the other way. Yeah. Aspinall, Allen, Pimblett, Nelson, McCann, Carolina over, and Topuria. Exactly what Bill's main card parlay was. Same thing. And then my DraftKings value is Jack Shore. I mean, the guy's 15-0, and he's actually you're getting plus money on him. So yeah, he's definitely going.
The only reason why he's an underdog is because he's fighting a Dagestani.
Yeah.
So you're calling that?
Yep. Okay. So
Bill, you called that as a straight win for sure, right?
Yeah, I threw that in a parlay, but
Okay.
he's also DraftKings. I really think he's the underdog because he's fighting a Dagestani and they got that allure to him. But I think he's just the better fighter.
Okay. All right. So keep going, Joe.
Yeah, no, Jack Shore's Valiev is a quality fighter. But I don't think he's better. I don't think he's better than Shore. I don't. And Jack Shore's 15-0. So that's solid money right there. You're getting him at plus 100. But Pavlovich, Bill touched on him. He's fighting Abdurakhmanov, who's 40 years old. I watched him from about 100 feet away in Vegas get knocked out by Dawkins, and it looked like somebody shot him in the back of the head with a sniper rifle, like just timber, straight pencil. And they used to call this Pavlovich Baby Fedor. He has an 81-inch reach, Bill.
Yeah.
So he's got a left hand.
In this fight, he's got an 8-inch reach advantage in this fight.
So I'm taking him. I might play around with KO, but these fat bodies sometimes they let you down. A lot of arms and fat in round 2 thrown around. So I got Pavlovich. All right. I got Craig and Krylov under the distance, because either Craig's going to sleep or Krylov is tapping out.
Yeah.
It's the only way I see that one going. So I got Nikita Krylov and Paul Craig take the under. Pavlovich. I like Jack Shore and Corey McKenna. So there's a 4-fight prelim. Did I give my locks? My locks are Topuria. I will say Gunnar Nelson's a lock, and Aspinall. And Patty's probably a lock, but he's too young, so I'm not going to call him one yet.
Yeah,
that's
Bill,
it for me,
say?
buddy.
I said Gunnar Nelson is a solid lock to put in there too. I mean, he just
signed his contract.
He's making Sato tap. Sato's tapping that fight.
All right. I mean, again, you guys didn't do your research on that fight. Like, I watched Karate Kid 2, and so again, this could be a Big Earl fight card here, where you bet the Big Earl's picks and you're going to come out with a lot of cash, right? Because apparently
maybe trouble looking for you.
Yeah, exactly. So no, log don't hit back. Anyways, I can't wait for tomorrow. Can't wait to bet again. I love watching these fights, listening to these guys. So if you're listening for the first time, again, subscribe, all that great stuff. And then if you're looking to sponsor a really good show that makes people money. This is the one. Now tomorrow, the Trash Talk Hour will not be live, most likely, because what's his name? Muffin Fingers, Chris something. I don't know. All right, this guy he goes to pool parties.
So he's synchronized swimming.
He's in a pool tournament, right? And so whatever that means, and he might not be here to let us go live at nighttime.
Is he swimming for Penn State?
Yeah, no, University of Pennsylvania. Or Ivy League.
Sorry. Is he a pool party at the University of Pennsylvania?
Yeah, I think Penn State still has some kind of standards, even though they didn't have any standards for a long time.
He's
right.
He's retired. Don't get him on Penn State right now.
I don't think
he'll say some things.
Yeah, Penn State does not belong. Does not deserve a football team or a men's athletic program, because if we truly want to stop boy raping, then you don't just slap some sanctions on a team that's been raping boys for decades. All right, they're just gone. Okay, you like pay every player $1 million, let them transfer. See you later, Penn State Dunskies. Anyways, we got off topic there a little bit. Got a little trigger.
I feel like Ron Burgundy's boss. Like, who mentioned Penn State?
Who mentioned Penn State?
Who said Penn State while Nick is drinking?
You don't mention Penn State when Nick's drinking. But we have the 535 Horse Foundation coming on, ODA 535, and Buddy Beckwith, a fifth group guy, will be traveling to do the show in location with them. So it's going to be a good show. And they talk about doing how's the big word say, equestrian?
Yeah.
Equestrine. But you ride horses.
Equestrian.
You ride horses. Okay. That's what it is. All right. Stop trying to church it up. Okay. So you ride horses, it makes you feel better about yourself, right? All that kind of stuff, and helps combat PTSD and awesome stuff. So, hey, if we go live, awesome. If we don't, it'll get released the next day, and it'll still be a lot of fun to watch. Other than that, Bill, let us give a shout out to Gold Star Teen Adventures, and then we'll close out.
Yeah, once again, everybody go to the Gold Star Teen Adventures. All money goes towards helping kids of our fallen brothers and sisters. They got a lot of trips going on this summer. So the more money we get for these kids, the more kids they can sponsor, and they don't have to pay a dime for any of these trips. Gold Star Teen Adventures.
All right, Gold Star Teen Adventures again. If you want to give some money up and you don't know where to give it, that's one that is a lock. And just like these fight picks, they're locks. Just give it to them. The money will go to the right place. We will see you guys tomorrow for the Trash Talk Hour. And happy betting, guys. Good luck out there.